Hey beautiful people, Alex James Tice here, bringing you Wisdom Walker Yoga, full-length class titled Become the Seer. Deep inside of each one of us is the supreme awareness of our full life path and our full empowerment. And in these times, it is so vital and important to dive into yourself, to do the self-work, to find the eternal love and the true nature of reality, and to be the gift that the world needs, to be you. My wish to you is that you become the seer, the truth within. Love eternal, everyone. See you in the practice. Beautiful. Coming in for another sacred yoga flow. Ready to land on our yoga mat, your yoga mat, rolled out. Nice, spacious environment. Distractions gently put away. And won't be disturbed here. Get a chance to really feel what's going on. Feeling into yourself, feeling into the flow of your life. Because your life is flowing from your core outward through you, like a river from the inside pouring out, right, to the world around you. And as you come into a spaciousness of inward-centered connection, going inward, right, seeing yourself as consciousness and viewing the parts of yourself in the rhythm and the dance, it's very powerful to observe. So as you land on your yoga mat, child's pose, on your back or seated, always very, very powerful place to come into. Right? Sometimes the most gentle spaces are the ones that can move the most. Because a lot of our inner resistance and barriers are things that we're energizing by pressing against. So as we come in here, we can allow ourselves to come into this first phase of integration where we can melt into our power, into the harmony. Merging with all that is instead of battling with all that is. And a lot of people are stuck in the program of battling and competition, right? Not in the direct alignment of, the full symphony of life. So notice your body, right? Putting it into good alignment, spine's drawn open, right? Child's pose, knees are spread apart, big toes brought together, hips slide back, right? Arms reach out forward. Forehead can rest on the ground. Right, you're softening yourself over yourself. And your body's just one part of who you are. Right, your mind is also settling in. And maybe it is still moving a bit. But as you step back beyond the body and beyond the mind to awareness, and you are the observer of the body and mind, you create a gentle untethering from any instability that may be circulating in your body and mind. And the body and mind follow spirit. So as awareness, you begin to see yourself as the core of your own creation. And spirit is always soothing. It's always connected, always harmonized at the source of eternal love. And as you become the witness and you observe, you become your spirit. And then that transfers positive currents into the body and mind. So they balance off of your inward journey. If you're in a good space and you'd like to take a little child's pose twist, you could take right arm and thread it across the heart, threading the needle, reaching underside body, and resting on the right shoulder. And this will open out a really good line from opposite hip to opposite shoulder. See if you can feel your hip pointers, your left hip, right? Just pull them back to your heels gently, just a bit. And then see if you can yield and soften any the tension, because you come into these positions and you're going to meet whatever energy's been building up there. And that's why you get a really powerful release, and it shifts, the emotional, physical, and the mental energies simultaneously. So let's take one more inhale, breathing in. When you're ready, exhale, glide across and slide to the other side. Left arm spirals through. Hips are drawn out back down by the heels. And then feel the line from opposite left shoulder to opposite right hip. It's a cross lateral line. Because the body has so many bridges, right? You can look right at how the body transfers forces, the muscle pathways, right? Nervous system electrically guiding energy and currents and pathways. You have the rhythm, right? The generators, heart waves, lung waves, brain waves. We're starting to see the symphony, right? Because the mind can kind of block the perception of this and kind of blanket it. We can be stuck in more of a dense field of the moment, or we can enlighten ourselves and kind of penetrate and peer through the distortions and the heaviness and through the densities, and you can see the overarching unity of everything. So just take one more inhale off on side twist, big breath in, and when you're ready, exhale, come all the way on back out to middle. As you come out to middle, feel that breath. Notice how the awareness now, right? You feel it by seeing it, because when your mind is occupying your presence, right, you become unconscious and you don't see anything but the patterns and programs that are in the mind, which again, you can change. So as you become the seer, you can witness things and then move them from a higher order of consciousness. So now you can see the breath, which means you can feel it, you notice it, the aliveness. And if you'd like to really deepen it, you may have already started, but you can come and meet the breath as a conscious skill right here and now. And breathe all the way down into the hips. Aim for the tailbone. Definitely breathe past the belly button. Move the whole inner world. Get all of those internal tissues starting to be stimulated. And those deep nervous system pathways right through the body when you breathe into your core. And the nervous system spans the body, the mind, right? The deeper psyche and the spiritual currents of energy, because everything is energy, even by Western science decree. So let's take one more moment and let's set an intention for our yoga practice. Mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. We could be here for different reasons. And we're all navigating this world, and we all have core resonance of our life and our joy and our path. So all you're doing is really clarifying with who you are. You're deepening into your reality and your truth. And you're using this ritual, this sacred practice of yoga to power charge yourself into a really effective embodiment of how you're going to use the time given. When you are ready, intention set, breath deep, and body ready, please float it up. We'll come right into a tabletop. 4 on the floor, crawling position, shoulders over wrists. Spread the fingers wide and push the palms into the earth and feel the arm channels activate into pillars of strength. We'll take a few cow-cat tilts. Sternum draws to earth, shoulder blades squeeze behind, inhale. Shoulder blades part, top of back to sky, exhale. And then back and forth you go. Inhale to exhale, find your own cadence and rhythm as you synchronize through these cow-cat tilts with the inhalations and the exhalations, streaming body and mind and breath and awareness all together. And the unifying force is consciousness, right? The awareness of it all. And consciousness is awareness of being aware. As you can see where your attention is being directed, right? Like a ray of light coming out of the sun, you can see the ray, that could be a line of awareness, and it goes like almost like a flashlight or a sunbeam, and it illuminates into something. But the source of the ray, the source of the awareness is consciousness, and that's even more infinite, and that's what we're coming into being. So after the last cow-cat tilt, level it out. We're going to tuck our toes and float our hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now fingers still spread wide, palms pressed strong, because the foundation is where your body weight is being primarily supported from, right? And your body is just a metaphor for every other structure and thing that's built. It has to be built with sound principles of creational mechanics. So foundation first is it's an eternal principle, right? So with the physical body, spread the fingers wide, push the hands into the earth, feel the arms draw straight. Let the hips keep lifting up, right? As you rise from the roots. And the tailbone's the highest point in this pose. Head and neck can relax. You can gaze between your knees, looking at the space behind you. And see if you can feel the shift, right? Maybe the mind's getting a little lighter. Maybe you're not looking in front of your eyes. Maybe you're starting to become the gaze behind your eyes in the center of the midbrain. Maybe you want to pedal your feet, like walk the dog, Start to move through some of the tissues. Maybe shake your head yes or no. See if you can sense where your body is speaking to you about energy and where things might need to flow, and use these poses intelligently and intuitively. Because again, you're liberating yourself, not just here in the moment, but the whole stream of your day and beyond. It's a whole flow of energy that you're really aligning and nurturing like a garden right here. So let's take an inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, exhale, travel feet, top of mat. We'll come right into a forward fold, hinge over the hips, bow low. Right. Belly over thighs, knees bent as much as you need so hamstrings can, be easy. We're still opening out the spine. You want to grab opposite elbows, form a basket around your head, maybe sway a little side to side, and just let your body start to open up on its own accord, right? You're using your body to open itself up. Breath still flowing in. You're allowing yourself to yield, which may be the opposite pattern of stress. Maybe our mind is hooked into tasks, and that's a predominant pattern that is, kind of triggered and supercharged. You got to counterbalance energies that are not progressive with, good practice of skill of being conscious. And a lot of the essences and energies that come into these poses, like a forward fold, are the medicine that balances out overactive mind and emotions, which would only burn the physical body out and take you off of your spiritual path. So let's come into our first halfway flat back, hands to shins, heart forward. Spine is parallel to earth, so feel the tailbone sail back and your heart extend forward. And then press your hands into your shins and draw the arms straight. And then roll the shoulder blades back so they're stationed behind the heart, that nice secure postural fortitude. And through the length of your spine, feel the inhales coming in through your body, and take one more breath consciously in. And then forward fold, exhale, bow it nice and low. We're going to reverse swan dive, and we're going to roll it all the way up to the sky. So big sweep, hands reach high to sky. And then let's go all the way off to the right, T-twist, exhale, spiral out. Lift down the right fingertips and just breathe, holding here for a moment as you feel the body spanning different directions, but all working together, tall and wide. Inhale, pull it back up nice and high to sky, and then exhale, glide it off to the left. Exhale, T-twist, look down the left fingertips and hold the position, but let the breath continually flow through as you hold the spiral off to left, feeling the lines open. Inhale back, the high reach, and then maybe lean it back. Swan dive, forward fold, exhale, glide all the way low. Halfway flat back, breathe in, and then exhale, plant the hands, we'll step it to high plank, and then lower either knees or toes on the exhale all the way to earth. Any back bend that you want, scoop your chest, cobra, up dog, heart forward and up, shoulders back, breath flows down into the hips, and then exhale either child's pose or downward facing dog. Come on back and just feel that first circular wave, right? That first circle, but it's not a loop, right? It's like a spiral staircase. There's an evolutionary rise in doing repetitions, because if you repeat something, there's an integration of energy, and so there's a building of frequency, and there's a growth of consciousness. And so as we take these circular patterns, it's not Groundhog Day or a loop, or we're repeating things and not evolving. There's a growth and a curve and a lift and an evolution, and that's that ever-expanding fullness and wholesomeness, right? The infinitely growing completion. We're always complete, and we're completing even more to a greater and greater space of our true self. Right? It's the eternal principle of life, growth, and abundance. So let's come all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Awesome. We're going to take our right leg to sky, so float the right leg up, and then bend the right knee and roll the right hip open. We'll take a little down dog hip integrator. So right hip stacks over left hip, belly button shines off to right side wall. Look under the right tricep and breathe into that opening C curve through the right psoas, obliques, shoulder line. On the next inhale, straighten right leg back high, and then soften right foot to ground, exhale. And then let's take left leg to sky, big breath up, bend the left knee and roll the left hip open. All right, same thing, we're gonna look under the left tricep as we roll the left hip over the right hip and point our belly button off the side wall. Still strong through the arms, nice and steady. Take one more inhale, straightening left leg high, and exhale, soften left leg to earth. Let's roll it out to high plank. Inhale, upper push-up. And then exhale, pull the hips back, downward facing dog. Come back to that upside down V shape. And then beautiful, 2 more of these. Inhale, roll it out, high plank. Exhale, hips pull back, down dog. And one more, inhale, fill the lungs, roll it out to horizontal upper push-up. And exhale, let the hips float all the way back, downward facing dog. All right, time for our sun salutation. So from down dog, inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, exhale, travel top of mat. Halfway flat back, inhale, bow low, exhale. Reverse swan dive, sweep it up, inhale. To the right, T-twist, exhale. Back to sky high lift, inhale. Fly it left, exhale. Sky it back up, inhale and lean it back. And swan dive, forward fold, glide low, out breath. Halfway flat back, inhale. Plant the hands, hop or step it back. Upper push up, exhale, lower push up to earth. From the low point, scoop the chest, cobra up dog, inhale. And then flow the hips back, sky high, downward facing dog, exhale. We got 2 more trips around the sun. So with the breath, inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, exhale, travel top of mat. Halfway flat back, inhale, bow low, exhale. Reverse swan dive, sweep it up high, inhale. To the right, T-twist, open wide, exhale. Fly it back upward, inhale, glide it left, exhale. Breathe it back to sky high and lean back, inhale, and swan dive, forward fold, glide it, exhale. Halfway flat back, inhale, plant the hands, hop or step it back, high to low, vinyasa flow. From the low point, cobra up dog, in breath. And then exhale, hips back, down dog, out breath. 1 more to go. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, exhale, travel body, top of mat. Halfway flat back, lengthen out. Exhale, bow low, soften down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, build yourself tall. To the right, T-twist, exhale, open wide side. Inhale, fly it back to center. Exhale, glide it left, spiral open. Inhale, back up, high reach, lean back. Exhale, cascade, swan dive left. Halfway flat back, lengthen middle, inhale. Plant the hands, exhale, step it back. Same out breath, lower, maybe chaturanga halfway down or all the way. Cobra, scoop the chest up, dog, inhale. Hips back, either downward facing dog or child's pose on the exhale, and breathe. Feel the energy moving. Notice how there's no function of thinking that's leading the way. You're processing by being. You're sitting with yourself, right? You're sitting with it. And that's what asana means, right? Every yoga pose ends in asana. And asana means to sit with. So you're just positioning your body in different ways to sit as consciousness. And you're just making different shapes, which is like looking at a different angle of a certain thing. And you're getting a really well-rounded perspective of you and your energy field, right? Your mind, your emotional body, and all the other parts of our conscious organic anatomy that we may come to know sooner rather than later. So call to mind the intention that you set at the beginning of your yoga practice. And when you're ready, let's float it all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Awesome. Let's take our right leg to sky. Give it a big breath. Inhale up. Step the right leg through top of mat on the exhale. Spin the back left foot flat. Warrior number 1. Rise up. Torso lifts. Arms to sky. Feel the back left foot pushed into the earth. And then spiral your left hip forward. And sit as low as you want into the right leg. Feeling your center of gravity at the navel. You can lift the heart a little higher. And then from lifted spine, reach the arms a little higher. And if you want to lace the fingers and roll the palms to sky, take an inhale, leaning back, breath in, and then exhale, hands to earth, high to low plank vinyasa, glide all the way through. Right leg floats back, maybe even a floating vinyasa. Right leg floats as you lower, exhale, cobra up dog, inhale, hips back, downward facing dog, exhale. Awesome. From downward facing dog, take our left leg, big breath, stretch it high. Exhale, step it through the left thumb and spin your back right foot flat, warrior number 1. Use the inhale to elevate the torso, pick yourself up, arms sweep high. Point your left toes forward, push the back right foot flat, and from the back foot anchor, spiral your right hip forward as you sit into the left leg. Come into your center of gravity, which you're always at, because when you're balancing, you're with your center. Couldn't not be, right? It's just a deeper part of your consciousness that's always there, right? So navel's there, lift the heart, reach your hands high, lace the fingers, roll the palms to sky, lean back in breath. Exhale, hands to earth, high to low, vinyasa, out breath. Maybe float the left leg and take that floating vinyasa as you glide down through. Cobra up dog, inhale. Hips back, downward facing dog, exhale. Beautiful. All right, hips are high, heads relaxed. Let's lift the heels, inhale, bend the knees, travel feet, top of mat, exhale. Halfway flat back on the in-breath. Exhale, bow low, squat hips. Here comes fierce pose. Torso and arms lift up, sky high as you sit the hips back. Navel pulls in, there's the navel, center of gravity, and the power, spine, control center. Heart lifts up from stable navel, right, from good foundation of core inner unit. So you have the extension off of the roots of your inner being. And as the hips sit back, you can guide weight into heels, so the physical body's grounded, right, from body to earth. And then as the hips sit back, you can reach the arms so you can get length, because you're drawing energy right out of that tailbone out through the fingertips. Because there's a big circuit of energy that's moving through, just like your nervous system circulates energy, right? So one more inhale. Let's forward fold, exhale. Halfway flat back, inhale. Plant the hands, let's step just the left leg back on the exhale. Let's find a high crescent. So we're gonna sweep up arms and torso to sky, extend out high. We're balancing on the back left toes, front shin, we're lunging into that right leg. And then we're reaching these hands nice and high. So let's take an inhale with the hands high and then T-twist off to the right. Right hand exhales behind you, left arm points in front. Turn your heart towards the side room, right? Opening up the spinal vertebral column, rotational spiral staircase. And again, you can feel the sensations. There's a lot of stuff going on that you're modulating, and you're staying in that harmony because you're in the pose. All right, circle the right arm back forward, inhale, hands high. And then hands to earth on the exhale, softening left knee down behind you, release the left toes. Slide the hips back. We're going to open out the right leg and melt all the way forward. So torso can humble right on down, and notice the shift in the nature of the energy, right? From active to passive. And we're always running both of them, right? We're always running male and female, night and day, electric, magnetic. But which one's taking the lead, right? Like two good dance partners. Inhalation and exhalation, right? So all the energies are always presiding, and it's just how are they manifesting and which one's taking the lead. It's called divine right order, divine right timing, and divine right balance. Awesome. Let's float forward, right knee over right foot. Slide your right arm inside of the right leg, and let's take inside hip stretch. So work your left leg back nice and long so you open the hips from the back side. And then if you want to go lower, you can take outside left elbow to earth, maybe inside right elbow to earth. Breathe into your body, find the low point, and see if the breath is still penetrating down to your core, right past the belly button, especially when you have less muscles on the job site of stabilizing the spine. You can use a lot more of the diaphragmatic range to really facilitate movement on the inner unit space, right? That core of the body, which again is symbolic, as above, so below. So, deep inside of you physically, you can penetrate there. It's like penetrating subconscious mind. And of course, it's just going into deeper aspects of your self as consciousness. So let's come all the way back up, double kickstand arms. We're gonna tuck the left toes, lift the left knee. And we're gonna stay grounded through the left arm. Let's spiral right arm to sky. Beautiful. Now push through the left toes and lift your back left heel skyward so you shift forward into the right leg lunge. Spiral right ribs open a little more. Reach your right hand high. Give a little gaze to the sky. Big inhale. Right hand to earth. Exhale. Spin your back left foot flat. Warrior number 2. We're going to pull up the body. Inhale. Left arm rainbows behind. Right arm in front. Point the right toes forward. Make sure the back left foot is spun parallel to the back edge of yoga mat. And as you pull your left hip back, sit into that right leg. Just stare down the forward fingertips and feel 3 breaths moving through your body deeply. dialed in yogic resolve, just presence. I am this I am. And let's take power of 3. Straighten front leg, hands to sky, inhale. Warrior 2, exhale. 2 more of these. Inhale, breathe them up. Warrior 2, exhale. And 1 more. Big breath, inhale. Warrior 2, exhale. Front right palm to sky, peaceful warrior. Lean it all the way up and back. Sitting into the right leg, let the ribs open. Spinal side bend, face is peaceful. Body strong, and breath is deep. Feel how your body's open in many ways, and when you can feel your body moving in spaces, the energy liberates. Because again, you're moving energy beyond matter. That's the whole key to conscious co-creation. Feeling things consciously before they've solidified into matter, and then guiding them lovingly as consciousness. So let's take 1 more inhale. Cartwheel the hands to earth, exhale. High to low plank vinyasa, stepping on back, lower through, out breath, glide down. Beautiful cobra, up dog, inhale. And then either down dog or child's pose on the exhale. Come back to your space and breathe. Brace your space with the calmness of pure presence. And when you step into I am consciousness and being, it doesn't mean that everything's instantly settled. You still may have emotional turmoil or mental duress. But again, there's an untethering from being in the immediacy of those unbalanced spaces, which are temporary and transient, right? Like the weather changes all the time, but the sky always remains. I am presence, your natural state, who you always are and could never not be. That's eternal. You're an eternal being. And as you come into presence and you sit with as being, then everything eventually will resolve as you stay steadfast in your true nature. When you are ready, from here, call to mind the intention that you set at the beginning of your yoga practice, and let's float it all the way up and back to downward facing dog. And feel your strength in down dog, and feel your groundedness, right? Fingers are spread wide, push the hands into the earth, feel the arms strong, and mentally affirm in your own self. I am strength. I am grounded. I am protected. I am victorious. So let's take an inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, exhale, travel feet top of mat. Breathe into halfway flat back, inhale. Bow low, squat the hips, exhale. Fierce pose, torso lifts, arms to sky, Utkatasana. Come back, feel the belly button, drawn in, heart lifts. Right? Your heart is more than just a physical zone. There's a spiritual energy, there's consciousness, there's your truth in there. So you stabilize the spine with navel, you lift your heart, you're lifting more than just your physical rib cage, you're lifting your inner realities and energizing them. So reach the arms a little higher, big inhale, forward fold, exhale, halfway flat back, inhale. Plant the hands on the exhale, just the right leg, step it back. Runner's lunge, stay on the back right toes, and then inhale, torso sweeps up, arms to sky. Hips are squared forward, balanced on the back right toes, lunging into the left leg, sitting as deep as you want for the activation of the amount of current that you want. Right? Just like when you're at the sink and you're running the faucets, you can bring hot in, you can make it really hot, really cold. You can, make the faucet run really strong or more of a gentle stream. So the yoga poses, you can sit into them and you can modulate and regulate the quality of energy that you're ready to bring through for the day. And you're tuned into your energy systems consciously, so you know intuitively, if you need more rigor or less. Maybe you're having more of a emotional balancing practice. Maybe it's a day that calls for more of digging into the physical body and the cellular tissues and, challenging them, right? It's having the sensitivity to know which is the right one and then following your inner guidance, your inner trust, your inner knowing. So reaching the hands high, inhale. To your left, T twist, exhale, left arm behind, right in front. And you're sitting right into that left leg, the heart staying lifted. Right, and then you're also gently turning your heart off to the left side as best you can. You're opening the rotational capacity of the vertebrae, which is again a type of freedom, right? You don't want to have any blocked joints, because blocked joints is just a symbolic manifestation of something deeper. The physical is here to point to the non-physical. Let's take our left arm, circle it forward, big breath, reach the hands sky high, crescent, inhale. Hands to earth, exhale, and soften right knee to ground, release the right toes. Slide the hips back, hamstring stretch, melt all the way forward over left leg, and allow yourself to soften. All right, you're just in a lunge, holding a lot of positive rigor, right? Bring in the fire, the challenge, and now you're able to soften, right? You're able to cool off and release. And again, they work perfect, complementary. So soften through, see how you're still with yourself consciously, shoulders relaxed, spine humbled, right? Leaning into the lines that you're aware of, and then the breath fills the space. And when you are ready, let's float forward, left knee over left foot. Slide your left arm inside of left leg, so left shoulder's inside of left knee. And then maybe work your right leg back a little further behind you to open the hips from the length. And if you want to go deeper, you can soften to outside right elbow or inside left elbow. And come down into inside hip stretch as low as you're ready. And as you come in, you can breathe with that breath consciously. Right? Notice how you're taking your attention to the breath, which is always flowing, right? Even when we're not with it, it's still, involuntarily, a good thing to breathe, right? It's going there, it's an engine, it's part of our life process in our organic space. But now you've brought your attention to it, and still notice how we explain that. You brought your attention to the breath. So the breath is a part of you, and so is your attention, and you brought your attention to the breath. So you brought two parts of yourself together. Who is the part that's always undivided, that brought the attention to the breath? All right, that's consciousness. And now you're breathing consciously. All right, beautiful. Let's come all the way up to double kickstand arms. And we're going to tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, and then spiral left arm to sky. So we're going to take a left arm to sky, dragonfly twist off to the left. So push through the right toes, shift forward into the left leg, lunging. Roll the left ribs open, reach the left arm high, take one more inhale. Left hand to earth, exhale. Spin the back right foot flat, warrior number 2, inhale, raise up, right arm behind, left in front. Left toes point forward, right arm points behind. Sit right into the left leg and pull your right hip back, squaring off. Hips and shoulders squared off the right side yoga mat. Feel the navel, sit down into the legs, but raise the heart. So there's two directions going down and up at the same time. And that draws the spinal space, which is so important. Feeling the breath consciously flowing through your body here. You're breathing as spirit, which is a part of gratitude and aliveness, right? You're fully appreciating life because you're here, embracing it and experiencing it fully. Let's take power of 3. Straighten front leg, hands to sky, inhale. Warrior 2, exhale. Good, 2 more of these. Inhale, breathe them up. Warrior 2, exhale. And one more, inhale, breathe them up. Warrior 2 on the exhale. All right, front left palm to sky, inhale all the way up and back. Peaceful warrior, spinal side bend, ribs open, intercostals, fascia, all getting some stimulation. A lot of lymphatic tissues also in these regions. And then the breath, right, moving through. Right? And there's a lot of systems in the body that, they move, right? Some move with the heart. Right? The heart is a big pump, right? But then you have other systems that aren't directly connected cardiovascularly, like your lymphatic system, right? And so you gotta use movement and breathing and gravity, right, to also generate the full circulation of who you are. So let's take one more inhale. Cartwheel those hands to earth, high to low plank, exhale, vinyasa. Wash it all the way through. Glide down through the body, cobra up dog, inhale, lift the heart up, and then either child's pose or downward facing dog on the exhale, come back and breathe. And notice how deep you are, right? Notice the deepening, right? As the observer and the observance of life, Can you feel when things are shallow? Can you feel if there's more depths to plunge into? Because a lot of people are living superficially, right? And so we have to teach ourselves to reach for significance and to view everything as sacred, and then to embody the depth of the process of really becoming part of the majesty of life, right? Because a lot of people are taking things for granted, right? And as we come here, we can really feel how powerful and how blessed and how many gifts are here all the time. We're so blessed, right? Even just breathing and being able to pull that next breath in is such a blessing, right? So every moment in time, you can really deepen in like you're going to the bottom of the ocean of creation and soak in the power of every moment. And then every memory that you make is going to be so infused with the infinite nature of spirit that you're going to be living a life that is immeasurable, right? That people won't be able to dissect or process mentally, right? It has to be a spiritual connection, right? And that's exactly what life is. It's the spirit of energy manifesting itself endlessly to experience itself fully. And it's all love, right? Eternal love. So when you're ready, let's come all the way up and back, downward facing dog. And let's take our right leg to sky, give it a big breath up. Let's go right knee, right tricep, exhale, squeeze it in. Back to sky, inhale. Right knee, left tricep, exhale. Back to sky, inhale. Step the right leg through, top of mat on the exhale. Spin the back left foot flat. Warrior number 2, left arm behind, right in front. Now as you rise up, right palm to sky, peaceful warrior. Inhale all the way up and back. And then exhale, extended side angle, right forearm to thigh, left arm to sky. And we can go for the bind here if you want. So either stay in extended side angle, or if you want to play, send your right hand down to the earth inside of your right foot as the left arm comes behind your lower back, past the left hip to the right hip. Now take your right arm inside the hamstring and underneath, and then wrap it under the hips and find your left hand. Right. Stay rooted through the feet. Right. Push the feet down and away from each other, and then roll your left ribs open, maybe look to sky. Find that edge, find that space. When you get there physically, no need to move matter anymore. Move the energy more consciously. Become the breath and breathe into the edge of your physical body. Breathe into the shape. Beautiful. All right, when you're ready, release the bind, pull it up to warrior 2, inhale. And then feel your left hand behind you and circle it all the way forward and turn on the left toes. High crescent, nice big breath. Reach the hands high, inhale. Hands to prayer, exhale. We're going to lean into a warrior 3. So balance shift over the right leg as you float the left leg behind you. Lean your torso forward. Come into a single leg balance. Arms can stay prayer or float out. Aeroplane wings or forward reach. You take your flight. Drive through the back left leg. Feel the glute active as you reach heart forward. Notice how you're hovering in the balance. All right, we're going to stay on the right leg. If you can come to balance and hug the left knee in front of you, come upright vertical. We have a couple of options here. So you can tuck the left leg in for tree pose, bringing it into your right thigh, or calf perch or lower for kickstand. Coming into tree, maybe growing your branches. But if you would like to take a figure 4 air chair squat, start to bend your right knee as you grab your left shin and guide your left shin over the right quad. Opening your left knee off to the left and opening your hip as you sit the hips down and back like a single leg figure 4 air chair squat. Navel's in, heart lifts. Hands can either stay prayer or you can open arms wide. 3 more breaths. Beautiful. All right, feet to ground, stand tall, swing arms high, big breath, lean it back. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway flat back, inhale. Plant the hands, step it back to high plank. Exhale, low plank, vinyasa. Glide all the way through. Cobra, up dog, inhale, scoop the chest. Exhale, hips back, downward facing dog. Here comes the other side, left leg to sky, inhale. Left knee, left tricep, exhale. Back to sky, inhale. Left knee, right tricep, exhale. Back to sky, big breath, inhale. Step the left leg through top of mat, exhale. Good, spin the back right foot flat, warrior number 2, rise up. Big breath, inhale, left palm to sky, keep taking it back. Peaceful warrior, top of the inhale. Extended side angle, left forearm to thigh, right arm to sky, exhale. So you can stay or play, extended side is beautiful. If you want to go for bind, left hand low, inside of left foot, right hand behind the lower back. Left arm under inside the hamstring, the bottom of the hips to find the back. Right hand, fingertip grip. Keep pushing the feet down and away from each other, bolstering your foundation, foot to earth, and then roll right ribs open, apply the spiral, and stretching your energy, working the edges. That's how we grow. And growth is often not comfortable, but if you have the principles and the noble traits, right, all tied in, you're on your moral compass, there will be a joy in the unfoldment progressively, and you will have that righteous path, self-growth. When you are ready, let's release out of there. Let's pull it all the way back up to warrior 2. Nice inhale. Feel your right hand behind you and circle it forward. Turn on the right toes, high crescent, palms to sky, hips squared forward. Big breath, inhale. Hands to prayer, exhale. We're going to take a floating lean into warrior 3, so shift your weight over the left leg. Heart reaches forward as right leg sails behind. Drive through the back right heel until you feel your glute activate. As heart reaches forward, shoulder blades can lightly squeeze behind the heart. And then come into your own lean, as deep as you're ready to go. And breathe. Keep the conscious breath flowing. And remember, you are consciousness. All right, consciousness can guide awareness. It can see thoughts and emotions. We can take the awareness and move it to different thoughts and emotions. And we're not the awareness or the thoughts or the emotions. We're the consciousness that can move them around. Going into the core of the core. Beautiful. See if you can stay on the left leg and float the right knee up. Give it a nice little hug. And either put it into tree pose, right foot comes inside of left leg, calf perch, inner thigh, or low kickstand. Or if you want figure 4, single leg air chair squat. Just bend into the left knee as you take your right shin over left quad. You can flex your right foot to brace the ankle and knee as you sit the hips down and back. Heart lifts. Arms can stay prayer or open wide. You're in a new shape, same consciousness, viewing your energy field, your life, everything moving from a different angle. And that's how versatile we are. All the shapes just give us a nice surrounding, nice spherical understanding of ourselves into completion. Beautiful. All right, feet to ground, circle arms to sky, inhale, reach up and lean back. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold low. Halfway flat back, inhale. Plant the hands. Let's step it back to high plank. Let's pause here. Let's grab a side plank to get side body fortitude. First one, left arm to sky. So balance on right side body. Either ground the right knee or keep the feet stacked. Maybe float the left leg if you want a little more activation. But lift the hips up, up and away. Maybe even gaze the sky. Take one more inhale. Guide your left hand to earth with control. High plank, exhale. Shift sides, roll it on. Right side opens as left side body braces. Stack the feet, lift the hips up and away. Elevate the right leg if you want more. Soften left knee if you want less. Keep the breath flowing unendingly and deeply. Continually deepen into yourself as consciousness. One more big inhale. Right hand to earth. Exhale, high to low plank vinyasa. Glide it all the way through out breath. Scoop the chest, cobra up dog in breath. Hips back, downward facing dog. Exhale, out breath. Coming into pigeon pose. Right leg to sky, floated up, big inhale. Wrap right leg under and through. Exhale, right foot crosses left knee, straight through the back left toes. Hips melt down. And then you can lean forward and just come into a nice landing space. So much energy was applied. So much positive patterns and entrainment activated. You set the grooves to be more consciousness and less mind, to be more present and less distracted, to be more truth and less illusion. And it's the noble path, and it's the I am this I am, right? Every day, lean into yourself as the infinite I am, with nothing attached to it. And once you become nothing, then you become everything. Because once you're the I am consciously and fully in your knowing and being, then you can take anything and add it on as an experience. And there's no fear of anything, no fear of death, no fear of lack, because all of the things of those natures are illusion, right? I am this I am, always was, always will, and always is, right? Forever. And that is who you are, an eternal being. Part of the immutable laws of creation. You are indestructible, eternally victorious, forever provided for, sacred and blessed. When you become the I am presence in such a depth, you emanate this consciousness and this reality from your being to all other beings, near and far. And they receive the blessing too of remembering who they are. Because we all are I am this I am. We're all consciousness. And it's all eternal love. When you are ready to come all the way up out of this, we'll come nice and steady into down dog, hands under shoulders, raise up torso, unwind the legs. As the hips float high, you can take left leg to sky, inhale. Wrap the left leg under and through, pigeon pose, exhale. Straight through the back right toes, long through the legs, soften the hips down. Melt all the way through. Notice how you have been you the whole time, before the practice, now in the practice, after the practice. You'll always be you. You'll never not be you. It's just how you choose to lean into yourself and deepen into your truth, the truth of you, the truth of reality, the eternal truth. Think of times when you were upset. Think of times when you were happy. Just like clouds flowing through the sky, transient comes and goes. But being in your true nature is eternal. You're always you. And what the mystics and the monks and the sufis came to know personally on a direct level is once you really identify and become the full layer of yourself as I am, this I am, as being, the natural state is joy. So joy is the emanation of being in full connection consciously. Right? The joy of life. And so it's not even an emotional, transient, here today, gone tomorrow fluctuation. It's a steady, eternal effulgence, right? That's limitless and undying. And it's undying because it's unborn, because it always is, always was, and always will be, right? It transcends linear time. And that is who you are. You're all ready to come out of here. We'll float hands under shoulders. You can circle the long leg behind, all the way forward to seated. Let's just roll onto our back. We'll come into a nice supine knee hug. Come into that supine knee hug. If you want to float legs to sky, you can go right up for happy baby pose or Sarvangasana shoulder stand, or maybe take it all the way back to a plow pose, halasana. And just let the legs drop over the head, feet to ground above head. Breathe inward, deeper, forevermore. Notice this is a healing path. In order to heal, the inward journey must be activated. Right, searching within. Notice how it's very peaceful inside of you. Just like the eye of the storm, your inner sanctuary. When you're ready to come out of the inversion, gently roll yourself down smooth. Feet can come down by the glutes, and if you want to sway your knees side to side like beach grass, or take a couple of twists, holding off to left or right. Final phase of release. Getting both sides until you're ready to come to middle. One more inhale in the middle space, and then exhale, release. Shavasana. remember where you are. Breathe yourself back in the body. Wiggle those fingertips and toes. Circle the wrists and ankles. Stretch out nice and long through the arms or legs. Couple of deep full body breaths. Does well here. You can always come on back to classic knee hug. Roll off to side fetal position. eventually finding your way and lovingly pressing yourself upright to seated position. Sit bones ground down and the spine floats vertically tall. Everything balances as harmony is our natural genetic imprint. And let's take 3 arm breaths to synchronize in. So float hands sky high, inhale. Heart center prayer, exhale. 2 more if you like, inhale. Heart prayer, exhale. And 1 more. Hands prayer in front of heart. We'll close with 3 sacred Om, AUM. If you'd like to join in, please draw an inhale in now. Beautiful. Let the thumbs float up to your forehead, prayer hands in front of your now diamond mind, as a final reminder of the one who's always witnessing, which is you as pure, eternal consciousness. So way behind the thoughts of your mind and way behind the emotions of your body, at the core center of yourself, there's eternal stillness, peace, and clarity, which is you in your natural state. In this space, call to mind the intention that you set at the beginning of your yoga practice, noticing that you fully merge with this intention and you're now shining brighter. Not only lighting the way for yourself brighter, but also shining the way brighter for all others as we're all walking each other home. With this sacred awareness and connection, take an inhale. Bow in gratitude, reverent respect, and anything else that comes to you on the exhale. Rising back on the inhale. Hand settle, heart center, prayer, exhale. You fully merge with your breath, feeling your peaceful power. Draw an inhale in. In your own time, easily exhale, carrying with you your peaceful power for the rest of the day and the days to come. Namaste.